Hi, it's Sherri from A Quilting Life, and I'm here today to share my February quilting challenge. I'm also going to back up a little and kind of recap the January challenge, and I will just kind of show you what I'm thinking of for the month of February. I have a printable also to share today for everyone to keep track of this. I realized that I needed one, and so I've got that ready for you today as well. And before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has joined in and is quilting along. I've received several emails with pictures of some projects. I'm going to try to put some of those up on the blog, for the blog post, and that goes along with this. And I've also even heard of a quilt guild in New Jersey. So thank you so much for writing and for letting me know and for sharing your ideas and your progress with these challenges. And so we'll go ahead and get started now. Okay, first I thought I'd start out with a little recap. If you remember when I first posted the January challenge back on New Year's Day, I think it was, I had a box of scraps from a Primitive Gatherings table topper that I had made. And my box was really full when you saw it. I ended up cutting charm squares out of most of the fabrics that I could, and I actually got my quilt all put together. It's at my quilter's right now, but I did take a picture of it, and so before I gave it to her, so we will pop up that picture in the screen, and then I think I'll have it back in time for the February challenge update, and I'll be able to show you the finished quilt. But I did want to show you just how little is left. These are the pieces I think I'm going to keep because they're larger pieces, and I have a charm square box where I keep extra charm squares. So I'm going to keep these charm squares, and I'm going to keep this. I'm probably going to separate them now at this point and not keep them together. I think I mentioned before that I was going to do a scrappy binding, and I was able to do that. So I've got that all made, and so this is ready to go on my quilt whenever it gets back from the quilter. And I just used all the little pieces that I could and did a scrappy binding. And I actually do have a blog post on scrappy binding. I can't remember if I did a video as well, but I know I have a blog post on how to make scrappy binding. So I've got this ready to go. This I'm going to save. These actually I'm just going to put in my donate bin. They're just really small pieces that were left over, and so I will put those in a donate bin. And now I've got an empty box. So that was what I wanted to share with you first. While I was working on this, if you remember, I didn't have very much done on it in the January update. I found all of these other fabrics, and I ended up going kind of on a table runner spree. So I had project leftovers from a large quilt that I was able to make this tumbler runner, and I was really lucky to have my friend Gail, who lives close by, quilt it for me. And after she quilted this one, I said, oh, I have to make another one. And so these are Farmhouse Gatherings leftovers, all of these fabrics, and they were left over from a project as well. So, except the backing is a Minnick & Simpson. These were leftovers from my Happy Days collection and some of our earlier collections, the Front Porch, Clover Hollow, and then I mixed in a little Bonnie and Camille. That's this stripe is Bonnie and Camille, and I mixed in a little Lella Boutique. This lighter print that I thought just really kind of pulled it all together is from Harvest Road by Lella Boutique. This is from the At Home collection by Bonnie and Camille, and this little gray floral is from the At Home collection by Bonnie and Camille. So I just kind of took all of these project leftovers and hurried and made another tumbler runner. I used the little house print from At Home for the backing. So I've got these both done. And then I also did, this is the mini brick road, but I added a border, and these are all from the At Home collection by Bonnie and Camille, except for the border, which is Harvest Road by Lella Boutique, and the binding was Harvest Road by Lella Boutique. And at home for the backing. I also actually got another one of these table runners made with our Balboa fabrics, and I can pop up a picture of that. But just looking at my project leftovers was a really great challenge because it just got me going through scraps and getting some things done right away. So really happy to have this. And as I started thinking about the February challenge, the first thing I want to do is I made all these larger table toppers, but I have a couple small places. They don't need anything really big. But I have this brand new book from Moda, the Top the Table book, and I actually have a pretty larger size table topper in here pattern that I did. But the one I'm thinking of making for my February challenge, it's just small and super cute. It is this kind of hexagon shaped, made with all triangles, and so I think I'll be able to use scraps for that. And I believe the size is about 14 by 16. So one of my February challenges then is I'm going to make at least one of these little table toppers because it's small and it'll go in a small space. But there was another project that I really wanted to start now because I want to make a scrappy Christmas half square triangle quilt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the triangle paper sheets for that. I'm going to do half square triangles that finish at 2 inches. And this is the Primitive Gatherings half square triangle paper that comes in a larger package. And so what you do is you take out the page and it actually tells you to trim on these dotted lines before you put it onto your paper. And what I found was this works perfectly with a fat 1/8. So as long as you have a piece of fabric that's 9 inches wide or close to it, you can use this. And I think it's only about 15 inches long. So a 9 by 15 inch piece of fabric will give you 30 half square triangles. So I'm going to just start working on these. This isn't something I'm going to finish in February, but I'm going to see how many of these pages I can get sewn. And I did get this one sewn. It's kind of hard to see on the back, but I kept the pins in just to show you where I pin when I use this triangle paper. And now that it's sewn, I will take them out. And I'm just going to store it like this because it really stores better just like this, so that I don't have all these little half square triangles. But just to give you a peek, this set is going to be the green and then the white with the red dots. So I'm going to see how many of these I can get made in February. My goal is to do at least 5 sheets this month, and so I've got the one started. So this is going to be a long-term project. The table topper, I definitely want to finish by the end of the month, and maybe I'll get more than 5 sheets. We'll see. I have a lot of sewing to do this month for a new fabric collection that we'll be sharing next month. So that's why I'm really kind of going easy on myself. But these little small things can add up. Five sheets of these, that'll be 150 half square triangles. So, and oh, as I mentioned before, I started a little printable. I'll have this on the blog so that you can download it. But it just says, Quilting Challenge Projects 2021. Decide on a simple project each month and track your progress throughout the year. So I've just got the months, and then you can, a little space where you can write down your projects. So January I wrote use scraps, projects leftovers, and I did make 4 table runners and a quilt. February, I know I will not be as prolific, but hopefully I'll fill this in, that I'm going to do 150 half square triangles. That'll be my 5 sheets, and then a mini topper. So that will be my February goal. Okay, So my challenge to you is to first make something small and simple. You don't have to make the same little topper that I'm making, but make something small or finish something small that you've already started. That would be a good one as well. And then think about a half square triangle project, because half square triangle projects really can take you through the year. You can get a little bit done at a time, and then all of a sudden you have tons of half square triangles, and it's really fun to put them all together. So those are the challenges: something small and a half square triangle project. And do one or do both, and it'll be so much fun to see what everyone decides to do. So that's it for the February challenge and kind of the January progress report. It's really been really good for me to have these challenges. I think if we have challenges and we make ourselves accountable and write it down, we're much more likely to accomplish our goals. Be sure to head over to the blog where you can download the printable to keep track of your progress, and also to see some of the pictures that I have received from people. I have got them in a little gallery on the blog today. We will do an update, probably not at the midway point of the month, since this is airing on January 8th, but maybe 2 weeks from now we'll do kind of an update for February. And if you like this video, please share it with a friend, hit the subscribe button, and thanks so much for stopping by.